Welcome to Being Confident from Within with Natalie Potts, the podcast that shares what it really takes to be confident. I'm passionate about helping people grow businesses with confidence. Does it seem like everyone around you is naturally confident and sure of themselves? Well, the chances are they have self-doubts just like you. I'm in conversations with inspiring individuals to share what confidence means to them and to help you find ways to believe in yourself and create confidence at any time. Brit, thank you so much for joining me. It's so lovely to see your face and not just a voice note like we do back and forth. Kick off and share all about your beautiful self with us, what you do, and all around you.
Okay. Well, currently I'm in real estate, so it's a new career for me. I started at the beginning of the year. And besides that, I live in East Tennessee in the Great Smoky Mountains. And of course, I'm like super passionate about fitness and self-growth and just, personal growth and just trying to, step into my best self, I guess.
Yeah, amazing. I was just thinking, we've probably been connected and know each other for about probably 4 years.
Something like that, yeah.
Crazy, isn't it? Never met yet. We know it's on our So we know we've had conversations about confidence and personal growth, lots of personal development before as well. Coming back to this subject of confidence for the purpose of this, what does confidence mean to you?
So I've been thinking a lot about that, and I feel like confidence is like a true belief in yourself. So I always confidence, but I just realized at my core there was something off.
Yeah.
And now that I am aware of this, because obviously that was like subconscious feelings, I think my confidence is changing a lot because now I, at my core, believe that I am worthy and I can tell myself that. So no matter what happens, where let's say in the past, I would have maybe not been confident because of a certain thing happening, where now I can just look at the situation and be like, not take it so personal because I do have that self-belief.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. I guess it'd be interesting to know where you say that's changing. What areas of your life have you recognized now that you maybe need to build a bit of confidence or self-belief?
I would say like with personal relationships, just being confident to speak authentically all the time and knowing that, I want to have those relationships with people where I can be honest and we can have these open, genuine conversations. And it's more of like, I'm holding you accountable and you're holding me accountable, where it's not like criticizing, it's just being open and honest and like holding each other to, just being honest with our feelings and just like having open communication where you're not scared to say how you feel. Because so a lot of times it's just like communication issues. So you could say something to me where if I'm confident that I can be open with you and say, look, Natalie, this is how I feel when you said that, then you can just clarify and say, well, oh, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. I meant like this. And just having that confidence in the relationship and, that in yourself, that it's okay to speak genuinely and openly.
That takes a real strong awareness to be in that place, to be able to see things in that way. What has shifted for you, whether it's over a long or short period of time, to become more self-aware of actually that's how I'm going to be confident and that's where I want confidence more?
Well, really, it's all in therapy I've learned, because I was not aware of my lack of self-love, self-worth, and I think that was at the core of what was causing a lot of the issues in my life. And then once I could see how my behaviors in my life resulted in me feeling that way, now with the awareness, it's like I can't unsee it. And now
Yeah.
I can change, all my core beliefs are changing now. So it's changing the way I am with men. It's changing the way I'm with my family. It's changing the way I'm with people I do business with. It's changing how I feel about myself. It's changing how I feel about myself when someone rejects me, because like I was just rejected, honestly, this week. And at first I felt a little bit confused and sad, but then I was like, that's totally okay. Like this guy has something going on, and it's really not my fault. Like he has a lot of chaos in his life, and there's a lot of things happening, and I don't even know what all those things are, and I'm not fitting in, and that's totally fine. Where maybe in the past I would have thought, well, what's wrong with me? And now I'm not thinking what's wrong with me. I'm more thinking what's wrong with him. So it's really, really like, it makes me feel good because I've never really like thought like that. And now I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah, like, and it's just, yeah, it just feels good.
Yeah, I bet. It's really brave. Really brave.
Yeah.
What do you think? Yeah, it's really interesting, that idea of rejection, isn't it? And I think I did a podcast on it a couple of months ago, or a month ago, that it's that part of what can you control about it, and actually your awareness to say, what does that mean to me? We probably voice noted this at some point, and like not taking it as the person, getting attached to it, really. And that's not an ignorance or an ego thing. I don't think. I think it's almost this way of like this confidence, and the idea of what people shared about knowing yourself and managing yourself really well. I think that's absolutely key. And like you share that idea of awareness, and I think confidence is this idea of knowing as well, and that starts with, like you say, of us, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So what areas do you think you see in others that you want to be more confident in? Or like, what is it about then that you kind of think, actually I'd love that kind of confidence?
Well, one place for sure is just confidence in my ability of what I'm doing with work. And, it's getting better because the more every day I get better at my job, but being new in my role, I see other people just really confident, really sure of what they're doing. And I am sometimes, but there's other times where I'm not sure what to say or what to do. And like, I just had a conversation with a girl yesterday, and she started her real estate career during the pandemic. So it's been 2 years for her. And she just had so much confidence in her voice. And I was just like, wow, like this girl, like she really, she really feels confident in what she's doing. And I'm just looking forward to having that same air of confidence where, sometimes now I hold back a little bit because I'm not sure. But I'll get there. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, and we know that confidence, like you just shared in your voice, does so much, doesn't it? And the idea of body posture and how we hold ourselves, that just brings certainty to others, doesn't it? And in that's that big energy thing, really, in terms of attracting the right people around you. And that can be how we talk about and link it with this idea of environment too, in terms of who you allow in your environment and what you attract with that is really key. And that can really change your perspective on how you feel every day in what you're doing. What qualities do you see in people that are, what I use this idea about like natural confidence? What would you say is some of the qualities people have when they are naturally confident, in addition to like the voice and everything? What do you see in someone?
I would say they're brave.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just like sure of themselves. And what else? Yeah, that's all I can think of.
Think of that time, when you were doing fitness, and like I remember when you were doing your shoots and or competing as well, people and females would look to you, and if they connect with you and see what you've done, it's inspiring and amazing, and then two, it's for us on another perspective, another side, it's absolutely pure confidence. Did you always feel like that when you were doing those things, and what helped you get to a point where you could, like, I don't think I would want to walk out on stage and just be in a bikini and do competing. Like, how do you get to that point mentally where you are that confident in yourself to do that?
Oh gosh. Well, being on stage, I always felt confident. Like,
Really?
even, yes. Oh my gosh. Like, I felt so good on stage, but also I like never looked better. I mean, in terms of maybe not, but you know what I mean? I at least felt like that in the moment.
Yeah.
And, but I'll tell you, when I was doing photo shoots, I did not feel confident because I think it was the posing. Like, being a model is different than just like being a fitness model is one thing. Like, it's easy. All you do is fitness moves and you really don't even have to do anything. You just have to do exercise. But when you're modeling, it's like, it's just awkward. And a lot of times I would be modeling out places in LA and I have a huge audience of strangers watching me. And I remember feeling very like insecure, but I also just would block them out and just kind of just pretend like it's just me and the photographer and kind of just not care what people are thinking about me. And my photographer, Elliot, he was amazing at making me feel comfortable, and he was my very good friend. And so it was nice that we got to work together many, many times. And but yeah, it's competing is a whole different thing, right?
Yeah. What if you're a female and you're really interested in fitness and you don't have the confidence to walk into a gym? What would you and do weights? And you think, I see a lot of females that they're always doing cardio. I'm like, why wouldn't you do weights? It's like, I haven't got a confidence and I couldn't do that. It's not in me to do it. And it's like, well, it is. But what would you share as kind of advice? And especially being, you were coach, or do you still coach for some females?
Yeah.
What's your kind of advice around that when they're feeling that way?
I would say, well, there's a couple things. Either get into group fitness where you can learn the basic moves, like there's definitely weight classes where they'll help you, or get a personal trainer, or go with a friend that knows more than you that can help you. Because it's really just getting familiar with the movements, and it is intimidating if you don't know what you're doing to go by yourself. And also in a new gym, like I even get intimidated when I don't know where anything is, but that never stops me. But I would say just having a buddy that can help you, whether it's someone you're paying or just a friend, or if you don't have that option or you don't have that available, just get into a group fitness class and then always tell your instructor, like, don't be ashamed to say, like, hey, can you keep an eye out on me because I'm not sure what I'm doing and I really want to feel the movements and have proper form so that it's effective. And then
spot on there. Sorry, Brit.
Absolutely.
That part around, like, I just thought the end there where you kind of like essentially just asking for help, right? And sharing that with somebody, but that's brave as well. And I think that the only thing I share with that is that sometimes I think people like you and I, where we're confident, we take that for granted, and we don't appreciate sometimes how far we've come as well. And that's, again, I think, like, that's the start where you said about this awareness of actually taking time out to say, actually, I've really grown, and this is where I was, and this is where I'm at, and this is what I guess that can bring confidence in itself, that anything that comes your way, whether you fear it a bit or you're uncertain, that actually reflecting on a time when you had strengths and it went well, you can employ those strengths for where you're at now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who's been your best mentor and why?
My best mentor. Wow. I I would really have to think about that. Geez, I've had so many. Probably like some, probably someone famous, like Tony Robbins or Jay Shetty, that just like, because Jay Shetty, I do his meditation every morning, or I think it's called Wisdom something on the Calm app. But just getting me thinking in a different way.
Yeah.
And yeah, just kind of making me aware of like the little things in life
Yeah.
that, mean the most, but we kind of forget about sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel very the same. That, and I listen to some of. I don't know. I listen to Joe Chetty, but I do listen to some in the morning, and just really help to just kind of get my moment or mornings for where I'm at, what I want to achieve, and again, like you say, slowing it down to what's just going to make today really great and what's in my control. And I think that's a big thing as well, because we worry when we get out of control about things, and actually, it's about taking that time out to reflect and think about what we're doing really well, what's going well for us, and then using that energy as in terms of moving us forward.
Yeah. And I've been really focusing so much on just being present because, my situation right now, I kind of like, I went through a lot of changes and I'm not really in my most ideal environment. And instead of like, I've spent a lot of weeks here thinking about just kind of being in a negative place and a little bit down and whatnot, but it's like, actually it's not that bad, and actually like
Mm.
in this moment it is really awesome, and like
Yeah.
just being aware and just not stressing about the future or thinking too much about the past. Yeah, it kind of just brings like a calmness, and then you can just focus on today and just trying to be present, and
Mm.
that's it's kind of comforting at like this time in my life.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. Look, it's lovely to have you on, and it's lovely to hear those shares, and I love how your energy shifted the minute we went on to fitness, and the idea of when you competed and done shoots, and you just, again, that energy part is such a huge thing with confidence. How can people connect with you, Brit?
Instagram. Yeah, Brittany's Quest.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Natalie.
Thank you for listening to Being Confident from Within. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and it inspired you in trusting no matter what happens in any particular situation, you'll be able to handle it and learn from the outcome. I really love hearing from you, so please leave a review and let me know which part of the episode resonated with you the most. Have an amazing day.